So we're getting this thing rolling. Now, you guys know how this works. All right. I go live. There's some basic rules, just general information, right? Also, very simple. You get about 5 to 7 minutes per call. We're going to do about 30 minutes. I'm losing my voice, so we're going to do a short period. When you call in, don't story mode. No story mode at all. Also, when you're giving your answer, try to be direct. Try to be, summarized. Have your legal question ready right when you call in, and make sure you use a fake name throughout this process. Now, very, very important. If I help you out with doing basically an answer to a question that you've been wondering about, please consider going to Google, typing in Disability Resolution Florida or Disability Resolution Law Firm, and leaving some stars up there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and basically let you guys in. What we'll do is we'll put some questions at the bottom of the chat area. I see we have a goodie favorite right there, Positively Cheyenne. Howdy, howdy. Very, very cool. Where is our royalty? There's Princess05. Very cool. That's Diana. She's doing well. Sandy's there. So the people that are in green are basically the members. Anna Hempel right there. Very cool. Cooking dinner with that said. We have the first caller in calling right now. Let's go ahead and get it on the line real quick. Here we go. All right. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Remember to turn the video off on your area so we can just talk through the phone. Use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead. Yep, go ahead. Can you hear me okay? Yep, you're on the phone right now. You called in. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got the question. What's the way? How can I find out the name of the disability examiner, provided that all attempts to find out fail? So employees, SSA employees, either lied that it's not on the records, or gave the phone numbers, which are dead-end numbers.
So you want to find out who the DDS rep was that adjudicated the claim that potentially denied you?
My case in the reconsideration stage and lasts for unbelievable 6 years. Okay, and
wow.
So I need to know the name of disability examiner. By the way, I filed discrimination complaint, 50-page complaint.
Oh wow!
And including criminal offenses.
Sure.
So
wait, how long did the initial?
Nobody was ever discriminated as heavily as me.
How long did the initial filing take for you? Like, I mean, you said 6 years, and you're now at reconsideration. How long did the initial filing level take?
It was filed in the end of 2018.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Damn. Why? Okay, I'm just curious. Maybe you don't know the answer to this, and maybe that's why you want to know the name of the person. But like, how in the hell did it take that long? Like, what happened? Yeah.
Discrimination.
Well, I know, I get that. But like, what? Like, I mean, did this thing fall into the cracks many times? Like, did it fall into a big crack and then fall into a smaller crack and then an even smaller one after that? Because man, 6 years to go through an initial filing, that's like a record.
Yeah. Guinness record, yeah.
Okay, so all right, so I guess my thing is, you're really wondering who is the past. And I'm sure you were upset. I'm sure you called them and they didn't want to give you the name. If you just go back to the DDS documents, right, where basically they asked you for stuff, right? So they sent you like a work history form or a at home functional form. On there will be the DDS name and extension of that individual that's supposed to be working on it. Now, remember, they might have swapped out that person multiple times, because people were quitting left and right during this whole COVID situation. So you might have had multiple DDS individuals. But, remember, you can't make any threats to SSA employees, because what happens is, no matter what, if you threaten an SSA employee, I don't care what you do, I don't care how disabled you are, you will not be found disabled on this filing. Like, you have to just do a new filing. Because if you threaten somebody, like de facto, they just won't approve you. I've had people who were clearly disabled, mentally insane. It's just, lived in behavioral facilities, all that stuff. They threatened somebody. They threatened a judge. I had one claimant who threatened the DDS rep, the judge, the federal agent that came to the hearing office, the marshal, the sheriff, me, of course, of course, and then basically like every actor, the receptionist, every actor involved with that situation. And bottom line is this, it's just one of those things where, to be fair, it's just, you don't get approved if you threaten somebody. So have you threatened anybody at this point yet or no?
I never threatened nobody. I never had any conversation with anybody. They
Good.
avoid
Good.
any contacts with me. So all requests, and there were multiple requests for records, they ignore. So I know if I get records, there will be on the records the name, but they don't provide it. They just ignore it.
Okay. Well, I mean, for me, I guess the thing is like, that's just absolutely amazing and absolutely astounding. All right. So bottom line is this, you go look at the past DDS documentation that they sent you to go ahead and complete and fill out. On there will be the extension number and the name. Or you can also reach out to the regional field office and ask them to step in and review what actually happened there. And then, of course, in this sort of situation, it's almost like the SSA frauded you out of, processing the claim in a timely fashion. I would file an OIG request. And in this instance, reach out to basically Health and Human Services. And I'd also reach out to a senator and House rep about potential abuse.
I never got anything in writing from them, so there's no. The only thing that I got was denial, initial denial, which was absolutely untenable. Mm-hmm. That's it. So I got nothing from them.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes.
Jeez, wow. So, how do you know that you filed and they processed the initial filing?
How do I know I filed the initial filing?
Yeah, like how do you know that it went in? How do you know that it was proper? How do you know that it was sent in and everything? Like, walk me through that real quick.
Yeah, so I filed initially. I filed request application for disability.
Sure.
In 2018, I got confirmation.
Okay.
Electronic confirmation. I had the number of that filing. I had a DDS number.
Okay.
So I have all of them. But that's it.
So what I would do in
denial or initial denial, which was absolutely untenable. That's it. And then I filed request for reconsideration.
So, I mean, what I would do is I'd file a notification with OIG and I'd reach out to HHS as well, and reach out to a senator / House rep. But what you're going to need is some sort of proof of when you filed.
Yeah, I have a proof. No problem.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you know what OIG is, what HHS is, and like how to get to those places?
Office of Inspector General.
Yeah, Office of Inspector General, Health and Human Services, whatever the senator or House reps of your state are, I would reach out to them, file a report, and request basically review. There's also, I think, a way. Hold on, let me check real quick. Let's see what I mean. Let's see what we got here. Is this so? What kind of are you claiming, like a racial abuse? Like what are you claiming? What are your criminal claims?
Just a moment. So it's criminal offenses number of them pursuant to GN 04112. All
right, so standard discrimination based stuff. All right.
005.
So I'm going to give you the EEO counselor on behalf of the SSA's Office of Civil Rights and Equal Opportunity. Let me give you their phone number so that you can file a thing with them. and you have to submit a written complaint too. So the phone number for where you call them about the complaint is 866-744-0374. Again, 866-744-0374. And then the form that you use is SSA 437BK. Again, SSA 437BK.
Yeah, that's what I filed.
Okay. So did you call them and get a status update and check on where things are at?
I called, so I filed discrimination complaint, which included also the section of criminal offenses against me, and I got nothing. Then I contacted them. They gave me the reference number, which is ATL 750 2024. I suspect that ATL is regional office. But my case is actually totalization cases. It's in the international department. And so I contacted them. I asked if it was sent to regional office. And they told no, it's centrally. It's in a central office. And that's it.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So you've got the direction you're supposed to be going in with the people you're supposed to be filing it with. Give them a call, work with them, get it rolling, explain what happened. They'll be able to pull it up. But damn, man, 6 years initial filing. That's amazing. That's absolutely I'm absolutely blown away. Make sure you give us a call back with a status update, because that is just absolutely incredible. And if there's a civil rights group out there that represents your group for nationality, your group for race, your group for whatever you're claiming for discrimination, make sure you reach out to them with the status update as well, so that they can go ahead and publish it and stay on top of it.
It was your cast regarding IOG, and that she resigned. Ennis, I guess her name was, recently resigned, head of OIG. So it's this route and this department actually has a history and the culture of abuse and discrimination. And there are data which you can find with regard to discrimination of employees, but you cannot find any data of discrimination of claimants, which is much, much, much higher.
Oh, I mean, there's claims all over the place of discrimination against claimants. I mean, one of the more recent ones that was hot and saucy was basically where they had an CDI unit investigator go into somebody's house and do an investigation where, clearly violated their rights, but they said, this is such a new situation, they weren't going to go ahead and file charges against him. But they're there. And, it's a lot of this stuff is getting more and more published to the public too, because it's not just coming out in case text, like what attorneys read, but it's being published by the OIG website. But make sure you go ahead and reach out to them, catch up with us down the line, and we'll kind of catch up from there, And
the number you gave me, tell me again, what is that?
So that's for the EEO counselor.
Oh, okay.
That's for the SSA's Office of Civil Rights and Equal Opportunity. So basically, that's who you're going to call to go ahead and file that complaint and follow up with it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, I will try, but probably I will write the next letter to the commissioner.
Sure, absolutely. But
I don't know, but we will see.
Sure. But you have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, yes, this is Rhonda, and I was calling to find out how much you can make in earnings over what you're getting in disability.
So basically, the limit is the $1,550 per month. You go over that, you're no longer eligible. So that's your hard line. A little bit over 1,100-ish areas where they start to look at it. and it counts as like a, trial work period months, things like that. But you just have to keep it under that amount, because that's, you go over that and you're just not going to be eligible. But you do have your 9-month trial work period. You do have your 3-month extended eligibility where you can go over it. But with the Ticket to Work program of how they changed it, if you can receive benefits, and when you go over your SGA amount, they start to reduce your benefits. So the point is, this is a situation where, 1550, that's your hard line in the sand.
And that includes what you're getting from disability already.
No. That's all money earned separate from what you're already receiving in benefits.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you so much, and you have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Perfect. We're going to take the next call once it pops in. Here we go. I'm going to count it down so we get the next call rolling. Let's see if we can get the next one. I can always call somebody too. I've got the options here on the phone line. Well, let's see if somebody calls in real quick. Let's see what we got. Hold on. There we go. All righty. Here we go. And speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jim Jackson's wardrobe malfunction.
Sure, perfect. Go ahead.
I just had a quick question. This is kind of a toughie, but I've never heard of it before. I've had a denial from the appeals council,
mm-hmm.
but it was for an FSF on an ALJ,
mm-hmm.
and I called them back, and they agreed to take another look. Has that ever happened before?
I mean,
or like without going to district and coming back.
So you went to appeals council, and then just give me the timeline of what I went
ahead and I had an ALJ, let's just say that's really not playing by the books.
Okay.
Basically said I wasn't there, but I had the audio, I had transcripts that I was there,
mm-hmm.
cut me out of everything, pretty much made up her own findings of fact and jurisdictional history.
Okay.
And they said, oh no, everything's fine. And I said, well, can we take another look at that? Because I'm not agreeing with that.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, yeah, just go ahead and turn it in pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, I've never heard of that. I called out of desperation to them, and they agreed.
So wait. So real quick. All right. Now, this happens when the judge makes an error as to fact, or a denial occurs, but then the claimant is homeless and they pop up out of nowhere and they can still do a hearing. So what happens sometimes is that there's a little tiny wiggle room area where the hearing office can deny a claim and still grab the claim back and do another hearing. There's a really small amount of wiggle time in there. Otherwise, that thing.
Did the hearing.
So yeah, right. But. Right. No, but you said you did the hearing. They claimed that you weren't present, and that's how they ruled, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I got the B to say 0 and all that stuff, and that's all in the audio.
Yeah.
So the appeals is like, yeah, we'll take another look. Just make it quick. And they said PMB 10 or something like that. Just turn it in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what even that means. Like.
So are they going to go ahead and basically remand it back to the original ALJ to fix the record?
I'm not sure. They just said that we're going to take another look at it for you, and it's fraud or similar fault, as you claim, and just go ahead and turn in what you have to us, and we'll see from there.
Okay, so I guess what my point or question with this whole thing is, so this made it to appeals council. Appeals council agreed to remand it back to the ALJ. Did you receive a letter from appeals council saying that the judge?
They denied it.
So they denied it.
With the judge.
Okay,
right,
and then you went to district court.
And it shows right there. Like,
no, I got you. Yeah, I got that part. But then,
like, yeah, we'll take another look.
Did you go to district court?
No, I just called and said, "You sure? Because this is clear evidence, like clear cut, fraud." And they're like, "Well, we'll just take another look at it."
The appeals council said they would take another look at it, or the hearing office said that.
Right. No, the appeals did.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the appeals council obviously made an error. So you're not going to district court. They yo-yoed it back to the judge to go ahead and fix it. So sometimes when they make an error as to fact, because remember, there's errors as to facts, errors as to laws. A fact is that you were present, but they made a mistake and said you weren't present. So when
they went ahead and fabricated it as if I weren't there, like with the cross-examination that didn't happen, that did. It was fabricated all the way through.
That's so weird. Because,
Yeah,
imagine
it
the
really
amount of
is.
time it would take to fabricate a vocational
Right.
expert's testimony outlining jobs that, were they the same jobs in the decision that the vocational expert brought
Yeah.
up? That's weird.
Mhm.
That's some
And
weird shit.
Well, I can't say she. The ALJ did not use anything like what you would normally use in 16.3p, like with the medication side effects, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And those just lay me out. And based off of that, I had asked the ME, all that stuff qualified through the ME, what side effects would do what with the medicine. Then I asked the VE, with those side effects, what would the manager or whoever do, to hire that person? And he said, based off of that, there are no jobs in the national economy per the DOT, off of what you described. And that was it. No other further questions. Not asking if I had any further questions. Didn't take any of my witnesses. No nothing. Just ended the hearing.
That is so weird. That is so weird. I mean, obviously somebody grabbed it and found a fix for it, but I have never heard of the appeals council deciding
I was gonna
it.
give you this case afterwards, just so you could be like, "Wow, this is crazy." Maybe do a show on it or something.
Yeah. Once you finish it up, send it over so I can go ahead and,
I'd love to give it to you, man. Just so you can like, okay, this is a great circus. I'll just make a good video.
Are they giving you a new judge though? Since you're claiming bias?
No, actually, I was going to 940 that. I am doing a 437.
Okay.
And I'm doing all that. Like, I'm trying to get it all done at the same time, just rope it all in,
Mm-hmm.
And the appeals council, they're usually not too patient. And they just want the facts of this is procedural error, this is factual error, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want your story, kind of like I'm doing now. So that's the way they want just shortcut and drive. This is procedural error, this is what should have happened, kind of thing.
I mean,
I've got like 12 pages of just errors.
I'm sure because I mean they're claiming you weren't there and you obviously were. All right, so bottom line is this: you'll do a new hearing. The judge will render a new decision. They'll almost certainly approve it because they're going to want this to go away. So
right, especially being election year and all that,
Yeah, well, I mean,
I kind of got a sore thumb. If you saw the whole thing, it's a pretty sore thumb.
what I would say is this: I mean, they're almost certainly going to approve something like this where they made the mistake, so long as they have enough medical evidence to say severity is, at least close. But this is the kind of thing where they make a big whoops.
It's more than enough.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing where they make a big whoops and they usually slide these through because the last thing they want is this coming up. Yeah, like that's one of the things.
I've studied a lot of your videos, so I've been catching on a lot. And I appreciate your knowledge you're passing on.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I didn't even know jaywalking was a technical offense near employment and stuff.
Sure, yeah. But sounds good. I'm gonna grab the next claimant, but get that hearing done, get that approval.
I wanted to know, like, if that was weird. But I'll go ahead and send that to you as soon as I'm done.
Perfect.
And you can take a look at it for yourself.
Excellent. Okay? Sounds good, sir. You have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. What is your legal question? Remember to use a fake name. Go ahead.
Let me jump on. My name is Stanley.
Okay.
And my question is, I recently, my original disability case was filed, the last activity is somewhere around 2014 or so.
Okay.
I saw two different attorneys, and I don't recall either one of them telling me at the time I had a 60-day deadline to appeal to federal district court. That's the level I'm at now, U.S. Federal District Court. And I recently decided to pick it back up again once I found out that I could file some paperwork with the court so that I would, if I didn't have the money to pay the court fee. They didn't tell me that either. And so I want to find out, is there a specific form that I can file on my own to file the appeal with federal district court, or how does that work? Because, of course, the attorneys I've talked to wouldn't take it, of course, and nobody's going to do it pro bono.
Well, I mean, nobody does those pro bonos. There's Part A and Part B fees for the EJA fees. So it's not it's quasi pro bono, because the government pays from a super fund that's been set aside to pay equal access to justice fees. So it's not traditional pro bono. It is quasi pro bono, where there's money set aside to represent basically indigent claimants, who are disabled, going up to District Circuit Supreme Court. So this is my thing. Call me tomorrow. Talk to me about what the details of the claim are. And then I'll see what I can do to either, do the higher level district court myself, or basically get somebody else to do it. Because when people try to do disability stuff with ALJs, they kind of, sometimes they mess up their claim, sometimes they ruin it, but they just kind of tuttle through the basics. They don't have to do motions and filings and stuff because the judge realized they don't know what the hell they're doing. So they just auto go through and fix things because they know, there's going to be problems because they don't know what to actually fix. But for district court, that's not how it works. When you go to appellate for district court outside of the SSA docket, they do a little bit of holding your hand, but there's no babying. That is an appellate filing. You are basically having a brief, your brief, and the brief of the attorney of the commissioner that is creating, a singular document of arguments to present to the judge. That's just it's not a play area for people who aren't attorneys. Unfortunately, not that I'm saying you wouldn't try it, but you're just not going to be successful in writing the brief that they're going to be requesting to even have something realistically, come out of it. But give me a call tomorrow. I'll kind of look at the options. I'll go through some of the things, and then we'll talk about potential with district circuit and where the arguments lie. Because remember, district court, you're using different arguments than appeals counsel. But just for kicks, what is your main argument for why the claim should be approved, remanded, etc.?
Well, the medical evidence is there. My thing is that I didn't know until recently that there was a 60-day limit. I don't know how they got past they overlooked the medical evidence, but that's what they do. So,
all right, call me tomorrow. We'll work on it. I'll get the information out of you to figure out which way this thing needs to roll. Call me tomorrow, and we'll kind of catch up from there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You got it, sir. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Perfect. We're going to get the next caller rolling. We are at 27 minutes. We might do two more calls. I'm doing today shorter than my usual because I am going to lose my voice at some point if I keep rolling. Let's see if we can get another caller to call on in. Actually, I can just go over here to the ones I've missed. Let's do this one. Here we go. Perfect. Going to call this phone number real quick. Get this ball rolling. Putting it on speaker. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Here we go. Oh, that's it. Is it going to go through? Let's see if we can get this to go through. Hello? No? This always happens. They call repetitively and then I pick the number and then it's like nobody answers. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Hop, hop, hop. Nope.
Your call has been forwarded.
Nope. All right, let's try another one. Let's see what we got here. Let's do this one. Boom. This one's from a state that almost always picks up the phone. Oh, hold on. Here, we're gonna take this call real quick. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi, Walter. This is Tom. I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure.
I am 61. I'm going to be 62 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 4 herniations in my neck. And I've been on disability for about 16 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, at this time, do you think that I would even get a review? They haven't given me a review in over probably 8 years.
I mean, you could call the field office and just ask them when your next, actual CDR is going to be. But the reality is, if you're so bad, look, I see them scheduled out, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 year. But to be fair, you can always call the local field office and just ask them when your next one will be. Yes, being 62 means less likely. Do I see them at 63, 64 years old? Yes, I do. Are they very rare? Yes. But, I mean, let me ask you about your impairment. Are you in a wheelchair or a walker with a seat when it comes to walking as a result of your neck issues?
No.
Okay.
Neither on. But I have on the disc they're severely bad. I mean, even the time I even got reviewed, I didn't really even get reviewed. I mean, they could when they communicated with the doctor, they couldn't read their writing, so they just asked me to tell the doctor to send another letter to them. And they said, and I told her, they said they didn't want to send me down to the the place where they review you. They said they didn't want me to travel to go there. They said we didn't bother you.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I ever got reviewed in 16 years. And that was about 8 years ago on that. Other than that, I've never called down.
They're probably not going to review you again. I mean, no promises. Do they still happen at 63, 64? Yes, but they're probably not going to review you again. Yeah.
And not to interrupt you, I just want to ask you a question. When I originally got my letter, an approval letter, when they said fully disabled and stuff, they never even gave me a date of a review. Like, there was nothing on the paper.
Yeah, some people they don't. Some people they just don't. Basically what happens is they'll write down you're being found disabled from this date going forward. They won't even give like a start date. They won't give a review date. They won't give an alleged onset date, amend date, any of that stuff. But that's just kind of the way it is. Now, remember, your claim goes way, way, way back. So the bottom line is they have to, when they review you, adjudicate you under the very, very old rules that existed back then. So the likelihood of you not being found disabled going forward is extremely low because they have to use the old rules. If they were using the new rules on you, boy, somebody with your particular impairments, they would expect, continuous neck brace. They'd expect, walker with a seat for stabilization or a wheelchair. And they expect all that stuff. But, you're going way back. The standards were very, very low, very, very loosey-goosey. So probably not going to see a CDR on you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Walter. Thank you very much. I appreciate all that you help give everybody. And God bless you and have a wonderful evening.
You as well, good sir. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. And thank you so much,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Walk me through, what is your legal question? Go ahead.
Am I on?
Yes, howdy.
Hi. My name is Riley, and I have a question. I was recently moved from Nebraska to Kansas, and when I was in Nebraska, when I moved to Kansas, they said I couldn't get Medicaid, but I could get the extra help. So then I got a letter the other day in the mail from the Department of Health and Human Services that said in January of 25, my extra help for Part D eliminated, and that I needed to reapply with Social Security. So is it different if you apply for extra help with Social Security, or are you still going to be just because of the income?
Okay, so the phone was cutting in and out. When you say the extra help, do you mean the state supplemental?
Yeah, like the Part D where they help you with your medication prices.
Oh, that's totally different.
For my Medicare premium in Nebraska, but then when I came to Kansas, I had to start paying it.
I do not know, for the purposes of Medicare, when it comes to parts, in this case, medication Part D, what each state allows when it comes to assistance. So I do not know what that would be. And, you're talking SSDI, not SSI. So I'm just not sure what they would cover or allow or pay for when it comes to, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, so on and so forth with the Medicare. So
I just wonder why a state would cut you off, but then they would tell you to apply with Social Security for the same thing. I don't understand that.
The Social Security Administration doesn't oversee specialty payments for Medicare. So they're saying that you move to a new state, and if you want to get covered for Medicaid Part D, that you should call the Social Security Administration, and as a result of a poverty situation, that the federal government will pay for Part D medication of your Medicare.
Yeah, they said you no longer qualify for Medicaid, you no longer belong to MSP, which is a Medicare Savings Program, and you no longer get SSI, which I never did. And then they said that you may still be eligible for extra help, but you need to apply. How to apply? Call Social Security.
The SSA, to my knowledge, doesn't handle. All right, let me see if I can find this thing online, because that is an interesting. I've never had that question before. All right, so there's a Part D low income subsidy. It does administer extra help program to help low income beneficiaries with Part D costs. Wow, I did not know this. This is out there stuff. So individuals with incomes below 150% of the poverty level and assets up to $17,220 are eligible for full benefits. This means they pay only modest co-payments to receive full premium subsidy. So what you have to apply for is what's called a Part D low income subsidy, called an LIS, from the SSA that administers an extra help program for low income beneficiaries, which you obviously are. So, yes.
Apparently, the income guidelines are different in this state as opposed to Nebraska.
I don't doubt it. I mean, this is. I have never come across this before. So to be honest with you, I'm not sure, but it sounds like an interesting video topic. If you want to email me, I might be able to do a video on this.
The question I have is, it's this time of year where they call around and they try to sign you up because the new Medicare programs are going into effect.
Right.
And so I already signed up for one for January. So what will happen if I don't get the extra help? Then that just won't go into effect? Or do I have to call that company and tell them, or what do you think? What I'm thinking is you should call the SSA, try and get onto this LIS program. If they won't allow you it because of the state you're in, then, I mean, they're the ones who administer it. So it just kind of is what it is. The states are weird like that. The blue chip states, California, New York, you get all these super benefits, 1619B levels are super high, all that stuff. But for this, it looks like the SSA administers paying for or covering part of your Part D. So from my perspective, you'd have to call them. You can always call Medicaid. You can always call, Health and Human Services and see what the deal is. But I don't know the answer to this question because I have never actually seen this before. So this is new territory to me. The minimum wage here is $7.50. In 4 hours north, it's $13.60. Oh, I know. Yeah. But, when the minimum wage is high, like everything in the state costs more. Like that's just the gig. It's not like, that's one of the things, like a lot of people moving from Florida or California to Texas, California to Florida. They're like, what the F? And, but then, they love the prices of things over in Texas and Florida. But, the minimum wage is terrible. More expensive here. I find it more expensive here. Yeah. As far as utilities and stuff. But you're going by post-COVID prices too. Like you're riding out like every second over the past couple of years, the prices have increased. So now is not the perfect linear time to be like, you move one place and the next year it's more expensive. Every place is ridiculous. You look at these price increases and they're giving people 8% increase, 5% increase. They're ridiculous. If you look at, what something costs, most items are over 100% more. They're double what they cost back from 2019 arena to the current day. So I bet wherever you moved it was more expensive. It's just that much vastly more expensive everywhere, which is just sad. But I wanted to say something real quick about the guy that had applied for 6 years and still waiting. Yeah. I just wanted to share my story real quick. I applied 10 years ago and I was 51 years old. And so I got a lawyer, and I'm the one that drew up the letter that he put into the original Social Security that said why I was applying, whatever they call that letter. Mm-hmm. And then I just sent it over to him, and I would call every week to Social Security. I would call every week to him, and he would say, well, his students are on it because he got college students. Mm-hmm. And then so one day after a year, I called Social Security on a Friday, And I asked them how it's coming, because it's been a year and I have a child to support here and no money. And they said, well, they're getting ready to make a decision that day. And I said, can you tell me if it's good or bad? And she goes, well, it's not good. And I said, then don't do it. I said, don't do it. I just want you not to make a decision, and I will take care of my own case myself. So I begged them, and they did not do it. They did not make a decision. And I went and I did my own case myself. I fired my attorney, and I started putting in my own paperwork, my own medical myself, because when they sent me to the doctor, originally, the doctor from Medicare or Medicaid or whatever, she told me that she agreed with me that I was disabled, but then she told disability a different story. She told them she didn't agree that I was disabled. So I went ahead and I took it into my own hands, and within about 4 months of me sending in stuff, and I had to see one other doctor, I got my Social Security without even appealing it.
Good, yeah.
The lawyer wrote me a letter that said he fully intended to get paid, so I turned him into the people that you turn lawyers into for screwing people around, and he had to send me an apology letter and said he didn't intend to get paid.
So he must have not done much on the claim, is what you're saying.
He didn't.
Yeah.
And I waited a whole year
Yeah.
because I was able to win it myself without even an appeal.
Now,
And
back
I
in the
only
day,
had one reconsideration hearing.
when was this, though? How far back was this?
It was 2014, and I got approved in January of 16.
That claim should have taken 3 to 4 months to go through and basically be adjudicated back then. But, I mean, a whole year, yeah. So, I mean, obviously you had a terrible, horrible attorney, but nowadays it takes like 14 to 18 months for a regular adjudication. So it's just a very different world that we live in now.
I heard that appeals would take like another year, and I didn't want to wait another year to go through an appeal.
No, 2014 would have taken 3 to 5 months tops. In 2014 was the end of the golden era of disability. It was way easier to be found disabled back then, and basically what it was a cash cow system. Law firms became multi-millionaires doing that form of law. And that was the heyday of the Bender and Bender group, where basically, they were mass advertising on TV. But 2013, 2014, the golden era of disability died because they started to change the culture of not finding most people disabled. And as a result of that, they transitioned 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19-ish. It's 2017 where the major rule changes under Commissioner Saul. And then we get to the current date of the cultures just being very anti-claimant, not wanting to approve because they just have so many people on it. But the heyday of being found disabled was basically, you could say 1995 to basically 2023, 2024. And the people getting found disabled then was so easy, but you need to protect. If they need something, don't be late on submissions, because the rules that found you disabled back then were extremely favorable. They're nothing like that nowadays.
Well, I turned 61 on Monday, this coming Monday.
Sure.
And I've been thinking about using the Ticket to Work program, but then I thought, well, maybe they'd use that as an excuse to cut me off. And because I've never known anybody that did the Ticket to Work program, if they use that as an excuse to cut you off, or if they're pretty good about working with you.
No. If you're in a Ticket to Work program for 5 years, they can't do a CDR. They can only kick you off for the most part. Yeah, they can only kick you off for the most point if they find like true fraud or true similar fault. So bottom line is, no, they're not going to, that's the whole point of the Ticket to Work program, is that you get 5 years of protection from potentially losing your benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thank you for all your help.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, we're going to take one more call, and then I'm going to go ahead and relax. I actually had a really, really long day. Let's see if we can get one more caller here. I'm going to give a little break, a little breather. Let me see. Are there any questions in here? Yeah, if you're on the Ticket to Work program, you can keep your Medicare. You can keep your benefits for the most part, unless you're earning over SGA, and then they start a reduction process because they've changed the rules on how those work. But it's a 5-year protection program. Let me see if there's any questions on here. No questions. All right, we're going to count it down, everybody. We're going to count it down. 10, and you guys know how it goes. When we hit 0, basically, I get to end the video. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, There are no additional callers. I will catch you guys later. Please remember to like and subscribe. If I helped you out with a call, that's cool. Go over to Google, type in Disability Resolution Law Firm, throw some stars up there in the reviews. With that said, I will catch you on Monday of next week to do another live video where I answer questions. Marcus, call me at the law firm tomorrow. No biggie. I'm going to be on phones for a portion of it anyways of the day. I think I have a hearing, and then I have like a brief thing I have to do, and then I have like 3 claimants that I have to catch up for their upcoming hearings. But call me tomorrow. I'm going to be on phones, and I will catch you guys a little bit later. Please remember Monday, Thursday, I go live. And also, if you want a private session, mini contract below, you could buy an hour. And I'll go through whatever the details are that you have. Have a wonderful night, and I will catch up with you in the not too distant future. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you later. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.